everyone said she was lucky. A good family, a respectful husband, a beautiful wedding. Her photos were everywhere, smiling, glowing, dressed in red and gold. People commented, perfect couple, she looks so happy, but photos never capture the moment after the door closes. No one talks about that moment. She grew up hearing one sentence again and again. After marriage, everything becomes normal. No one explained what normal meant. No one explained fear. No one explained choice. She trusted them because when the whole world speaks with the same voice, silence feels safer than doubt. That night, the house was full of noise, laughter, music, footsteps. Congratulations whispered into her ears. Her hands were decorated with fresh henna, but they were shaking. Not because she was excited, but because her heart was screaming questions no one allowed her to ask. Was it okay to be afraid? Was it okay to say she wasn't ready? She looked around for her mother, for her sisters, for any woman who might understand. But all she received were smiles. Don't worry. This is how life begins. When the door finally closed, the noise disappeared. Silence fell like a weight. She sat on the edge of the bed, her wedding dress heavy on her body, heavier on her chest. Her breath felt shallow, like the room was shrinking. She wasn't thinking about love. She wasn't thinking about happiness. She was thinking, why does my heart feel like it wants to run? People think fear comes from danger. Sometimes fear comes from not being given a choice. That night, she realized something terrifying. Everyone had prepared her for marriage, but no one had prepared her for herself. Her voice trembled when she tried to speak. Words stayed trapped behind her lips. She smiled because smiling was safer than explaining. Inside, something cracked, quietly, permanently. The next morning, the house woke early. Relatives knocked, aunties laughed, breakfast was served. Someone asked the question she feared most. Are you happy? She nodded. That was her first lie as a married woman. And the most painful part? No one noticed. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. She learned quickly. She learned when to stay quiet, when to agree, when to swallow words before they turned into problems. People praised her. She's so understanding, so patient, such a good wife. No one asked what patience was costing her. At night, when the house slept, she lay awake staring at the ceiling. She remembered the girl she used to be, the one who laughed loudly, who argued, who dreamed. That girl slowly faded, not because she wanted to change, but because survival demanded silence. Years later, she would hear people say, "Marriage makes girls mature overnight." They were wrong. Marriage didn't make her mature, it made her quiet. She watched other women joke about their first night. Some laughed, some blushed. She smiled with them, pretending she belonged in the conversation. But inside she thought, why did no one tell me it was okay to be scared? Why did no one tell me my consent mattered? One evening, she overheard a young bride crying in another house. The sound froze her. It was the same sound she had swallowed years ago. For the first time, anger rose inside her, slow, burning, painful, not at one person, at a system that celebrates weddings but ignores women, at traditions that protect silence more than souls. She realized something devastating. Her pain wasn't unique. It was normalized, wrapped in culture, hidden behind phrases like adjustment and compromise. One night, she finally spoke. Not loudly, not dramatically. She spoke to herself in the mirror. What happened to me was not okay. Her reflection stared back, older, tired, but finally honest. That sentence shook her more than any scream ever could. She didn't hate marriage, she hated the lie. The lie that love begins with fear. The lie that silence equals respect. The lie that a woman's discomfort is less important than tradition. If someone had warned her. If someone had said, "You have the right to feel safe. You have the right to say no. You have the right to take time." Her story might have been different. Today, when people ask her about marriage, she smiles gently. But sometimes, when she's alone, she whispers the truth. The darkest part of my first night was not what happened, it was that I believed I had no choice. Final message: some wounds bleed, others become silence. And the most shocking truth, many women are taught how to be wives, but never taught how to protect their voices.